Alright, Joe here, welcome back to We Need to Talk. This is the show that looks at football on the internet over the past 7 days. A 7 days that has seen João Felix literally kill a man. Someone stumbled across Harry Maguire just doing his second job. Harry Maguire, and Ipswich Town create the best goal celebration gif of the season. Anyway, this week we need to talk about Romelu Lukaku. Right, let's get straight into this because, of course, you will have seen on Twitter by now, Romelu Lukaku has appeared on a podcast called Light-Hearted, hosted by NBA player Josh Hart and a guy called Matt Hillman. The podcast was posted on YouTube on August the 21st, but it's pretty clear if you watch it, which I have, that it was filmed a little way back in the summer. In fact, it was filmed when Romelu Lukaku was still a Manchester United player, because in this clip, he says that there are still 2 Italian teams interested in signing for him.
Rumors, Inter Milan, and then Conte, who was at Juventus and Chelsea, talked about wanted you for so damn long.
They're not the only one though.
Yeah, no, definitely
they're not the only one though. The only one that they have the big rivals too. But
firstly, I know what you're all thinking. Why is Romelu Lukaku speaking with an American accent? So let's just address that straight away. I have not got a clue, but the guy speaks 6 languages fluently. He can speak in whatever accent he wants. Most of us, me included, can barely even speak one language. So anyway, let's address some of the key quotes that have got football Twitter and Manchester United Twitter in particular so heated over the last few days. We'll start at the very top, where Romelu opens with an apparent dig.
A fake trophy front. I was in Miami. There was like some players that didn't even make the cut of the World Cup. They were even fronting with the trophy. I'm like, what the fuck? He didn't even play. What's wrong with you, boy?
Now, obviously, Manchester United fans are absolutely up in arms about this quote. They believe that Romelu Lukaku here has had a go at Anthony Martial. They think he's inferring that the player in question is AM9 because, of course, he wasn't part of the World Cup squad. And I could imagine when United were on pre-season last year, he might well have taken some photos with the World Cup trophy. However, there were loads of French internationals out in America on pre-season tours last year, and one man also stands out, Benjamin Mendy, who didn't play a single minute in France's World Cup win, but still celebrated with photos like this. So let's not jump to any conclusions about exactly who he's talking about. It could have been Benny Mendy, it could have been Martial, it could have been a number of different players. And I also don't think Ron means it to come across quite as diggy as it actually comes across. I think he's just joking about and trying to settle into the podcast. He also talks a fair bit about signing for Manchester United in the first place, which I actually found really interesting. Over the course of this podcast, Romelu Lukaku comes across really well, by the way. Very relaxed, very talkative. It's rare that you see a footballer open up like this. And the 2 interviewers, Josh and Matt, do a great job getting him to do so. But the reason he says he signed for Manchester United was trust. The manager trusted him, the board trusted him, the players trusted him to be the main guy. A trust that seems to have disappeared this summer.
Well, I didn't feel protected.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like a lot of rumors, trade rumors, Rom is going to go there. They don't want Rom. And nobody came out.
And shut it down.
And shut it down. I just wanted like a little bit of protection.
Yeah.
Saying like, yeah, Rom is not going to leave. You know, he just needs to fight for his place or whatever. It never happened.
Again, Manchester United fans on Twitter not happy about some of these comments. I think this is pretty much fair play for Romelu Lukaku to say that. Solskjaer didn't want him, let's be honest. He didn't get a great deal of game time towards the back end of last season. When he did, most of it was as a substitute. Of course, he was involved when Everton beat Manchester United 4-0. He started as the number 9. And after that game, Solskjaer said some players that played today will not be here next summer. And I think it's fairly obvious that Manchester United didn't believe he was part of their plan. So you can see a little bit why Romelu Lukaku feels that the club didn't give him any protection. Nobody came out publicly to refute the statements, and I can kind of see where he's coming from on this one. He also goes on to insinuate that the lack of trust also came from when Manchester United were allegedly leaking stuff to the press. Listen to this.
See, all this that be coming out in the media, who leaks it? Yeah. Not me, because we're not stupid. Like, you need to know something about athletes. Athletes are not stupid at all. They consider us dumb, but we are not dumb. We know what's happening. Yeah. We know that, you know, some people up top might leak some stuff. And, you know, at one point you have to keep it real with them, but also with yourself.
Now, this is a big statement from Romelu Lukaku, and it's pretty much impossible to get to the real truth as to whether United did or did not leak information. But he doesn't really have a leg to stand on. Of course, he leaked player data on his own social media of sprint speeds in pre-season. Manchester United were not happy with that. Luke Shaw, judging by this tweet, wasn't happy with it either. And he also didn't show up when he was meant to, resulting in a reported £400,000 fine from Manchester United. So he wasn't the most professional either. But let's face it, the club obviously wanted rid. Romelu Lukaku probably didn't want to be at Manchester United anymore, and I think we can all agree that it was a relatively amicable parting of ways. The other pieces that have been making headlines on social media involve Romelu Lukaku saying that he was made a scapegoat by Manchester United along with two other players.
They have to find somebody, either it's Pogba or either it's me. It's me or Alexis. It's the three of us all the time.
Yeah.
Now, this I can agree with to a level. I can definitely agree that Paul Pogba is made a scapegoat at Manchester United. He's our best player. He is constantly hounded by pundits and social media. People need to leave him alone because he is going to leave the club. Romelu Lukaku is kind of 50-50. I think his record of one goal for Manchester United against top six sides warrants a level of criticism, but certainly he was not the be-all and end-all of Manchester United's problems last season, so he's a semi-scapegoat. Alexis Sanchez is not a scapegoat. That transfer has been a total disgrace at Manchester United. We've spent £42 million on his wages so far. That's over £8 million per goal. He's only scored 5 of them at Manchester United, so to classify Sanchez as a scapegoat is complete and utter nonsense. He's been turd. Finally, I also want to talk about Romelu Lukaku saying that he could have fitted into United's new style of play under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because that's how he plays for Belgium.
We played the style of play that we want to play with Man United. We play the style of play that we want to play. And I do well over there, so... Like,
What's
is it
up?
me?
Yeah.
But when I play with my national team,
it's good.
It's good.
Again, I think Romelu makes some pretty valid points throughout the course of this interview, and this one in particular. United are definitely trying to play at a higher pace, way more attacking. But the advantage with Belgium is you're supported by the likes of Eden Hazard, by the likes of Kevin De Bruyne. Your backline consists of Jan Vertonghen and Toby Alderweireld. It's a lot easier to, and I'm not saying he is, but coast and be supported in a team like that than when you have to step up and be a leader amongst a slightly more mediocre set of players like at Manchester United. And I just think that's probably where Romelu Lukaku struggled. I also still have reservations about Romelu Lukaku in that high press and in a team that's trying to play quick transitional football with lots of sharp interchanges around the edge of the box. I just don't think he's that type of player. Now, that's not me saying he's going to be poor at Inter Milan, because I think he'll probably crush it out there, score loads of goals, and I wish him loads of luck, because the rest of this interview is just a delight. He's a nice guy, really open, and he doesn't have too many bad words to say about Man United. I think if you were to put it in summary, the real reason he left Manchester United is that he lost all trust at the top level and with the management. And the management lost all trust that Romelu Lukaku could fit into this new system. Anyway, I'd recommend you go and listen to the full uncut hour and a half on the Light-Hearted podcast channel. It just seems like the perfect way to split. Romelu Lukaku, Manchester United, over and done with. I wish him the best of luck. Right, there's a new section here. It's Timu time, after he made me look an absolute mug throughout the first 2 weeks of the season, because of course I had to open my big mouth on hot takes and say this. Got one player as well, Timu Pukki. You know, see if he can get
100%.
See if he can get that big 5-goal mark this season.
Brilliant.
Fraud. And multiple other shows. I'm still unconvinced he's going to get 10 goals this season. Anyway, each week I'm going to be looking for stats, bets, goals, skills, memes, me looking like a mug. Any of those you can send to us on Twitter, on Reddit, on Discord. The links are all on screen now. Timu's having a party. It's about time I got involved. There is no good, bad and ugly this week. It's just an ugly. We've got to talk about the treatment of Paul Pogba on social media by certain Manchester United fans. It's been an absolutely disgusting week. The lad missed a penalty. Some of the treatment he's got has been nothing short of horrific. Manchester United and the players that have come out involved, well done. I hope that Twitter does come out and do something about this issue, because just supporting the top 50 players is not enough. There's more than 50 players in the world of football, and loads of people are being abused on that platform right now. So Twitter needs to sort it out. The trolls that call themselves Manchester United fans, that absolutely aren't, by the way, need to sort it out. Paul Pogba, we're all with you. I hope and pray that you get us top 4 this season. Please. Right, that's it for this week's episode of We Need to Talk. If you want to be involved next week, make sure you get in on the Timu party, Reddit, Discord, Twitter, wherever you can find us. Send us your memes, send us your stats, your goals, everything. Thanks very much for watching.